Ready to go. It is 6:30 p.m. Call to order the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting for January 6th, 2026. We do have a quorum present, and the first item of business is to consider the meeting minutes of the meeting of December 16th, 2025. I will entertain a motion.
Motion to approve.
Sorry, I may have beat you to it.
That's all right.
Motion to approve by Rick.
Actually, Jack.
But Jack, see, I was on the wrong page.
He jumped.
And seconded by Ainsley. You may vote now. I was on the wrong page, and so I was guessing what voice I heard. Motion carries 6-0. Next item of business is consideration of an alternate standard associated with parking for the community center on a 1.00 acre lot line, legally described as the Corral, Block 1, Lot 1, located at 195 West Corporate Drive, as requested by Miriam Anderson Architects, the applicant, on behalf of the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Tarrant County Incorporated, the property owner, 25-04-5 alt standards.
Good evening, Commission, and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
This alternative standards is in regards to the Boys and Girls Club who are looking to occupy this building off of Corporate. This building was historically used as a fire station, and then for the past 7 years it was used as a police facility. But as the public safety campus is now complete, the city no longer has a need for this particular property. So the Boys and Girls Club is looking to occupy it. They are requesting an alternative standard for the required parking. Now, per our development code, a use like the Boys and Girls Club would require 32 parking spaces for a building of this size. That'd be one parking space for every 300 square feet of office area and one parking space for every 4 seats in the assembly area. Now, this site currently has 23 spaces. The Boys and Girls Club anticipates there being, I think it was 5 staff members at this location. My apologies. No more than 8 proposed staff members at this location, and most of the children and the youth who go to the center will be dropped off by bus. They don't anticipate more than 4 or 5 cars at the site during pickup, as the pickup doesn't happen all at one time. It happens over the course of the afternoon. There are 2 corrections I'd like to make on this alternative standard memo. The first is the request is to allow to 23 spaces as opposed to the 21 that is listed, which would put this in the 20% reduction, which is lower than the 35% reduction. Furthermore, as this is within a 10 to 60% deviation, the Planning and Zoning Commission does have the ability to approve the alternative standard tonight and does not need to make a recommendation to City Council. I'm happy to answer any questions you have about this alternative standard request, and the applicant is also here.
Thank you, Jonathan. Questions, commissioners?
I have a question. So do they have events there where there would be, where they would hold assemblies or they would hold events where there might be a large number of people coming to it? And I mean, there's not a lot of parking here, and so I'm assuming any overflow would have to go onto the street.
Right, I will let the applicant answer that question.
Pardon?
I'll let the applicant answer that question.
Thank you.
Please come forward and state your name and your address for us, please, for the record.
Yes, John Rosales with the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater Tarrant County. My address is 3225 Parkhurst Lane. To answer your question, not typically. The building is reserved for the youth programming, which is almost whenever we are operating, has kids in it. And so there's a pretty strict protocol on who can come in, come out of the building. So there's not generally a large assembly that would be open to, say, the public or, many like a need for a lot of vehicles.
Okay, thank you.
Generally speaking, your operating hours would be like after school and then in the summer, basically during the daytime?
That's correct. During the summer.
Not a lot of evening?
Sorry, say that?
Not much in the evening?
That would be correct. 3:30 to 6:30 are probably our peak hours during the school year, and then that's when the kids are in the building, and then from 7:30 a.m. to about 6 p.m. during the summer.
Thank you.
Hmm?
Thank you. Any other questions, commissioners? If not, I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the alternative standard with the correction.
Second.
Motion by Rick and second by Ainsley. You may vote now. Motion carries 6-0. Our next item is a public hearing, consideration of a zone change from public use district to general business district on 1.00 acre lot legally described as the Corral, Block 1, Lot 1, located at 195 West Corporate Drive, as requested by Miriam Anderson Architects, the applicant, on behalf of the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Tarrant County Incorporated, the property owner. Case number 25-12-11Z.
Commission, this zone change request is for the same use that we discussed previously with the alternative standard. The property is currently zoned public use, which is a zoning, excuse me, that is only allowed for civic functions and owned by the city of Lewisville. As this will no longer be used for that use, it'll need to be rezoned for a commercial use. The area has both commercial uses and townhouse to the rear of the property, but staff feels that general business is an appropriate use for this location. Furthermore, the use of a community center providing after-school care is consistent with the Lewisville 2035 plan, which calls for this area to be a diverse and thriving neighborhood. I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Jonathan. Questions?
Has there been any consideration of the increased pedestrian traffic in the area? I'm assuming that there's a population of, I would describe, underserved kids up and down 121.
So there has been no concerns made about this zone change request by any adjacent property owner. I will say that the concerns with pedestrian traffic and flow along Business 121 and specifically the corporate intersection were brought up in the 121 assessment. So those are being studied and looked at right now on how to improve the pedestrian accessibility along the entirety of the 121 business corridor.
I would just ask that corporate certainly be included in that.
Corporate certainly has a lot of density and pedestrian traffic in the area.
You know, sometimes the speeds are hazardous.
Yes.
No. Thank you, Jonathan. If there are no more questions, I will open the public hearing. Anyone who wishes to speak before us may come forward now. I will read in 2 names that are here in case someone has a question, and that's Jennifer Piquet Reyes, I hope I pronounced that correctly, and John Rosales, who's already spoken to us. Anyone else who wishes to come forward, please state your name and your address. We'll be happy to hear from you. Seeing no one come forward, I'm going to close the public hearing. Commissioners, I'll entertain a motion.
Recommend approval of zone change as presented.
Motion by Aram, second by Jack. You may vote now. Motion carries 6-0.
Commissioners,
Welcome to the neighborhood.
Commissioners, this item will be considered by the City Council, who will hold a second public hearing and make a final decision on Monday, January 26, 2026 at 7 o'clock p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Richard. Next item of business is announcements.
No announcements tonight.
No announcements, nothing coming from that way, nothing from up here. In that case, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Francis,
Beat you again.
second by Jack. Scott. Motion carries 6-0. We are adjourned.